It's a myth ripped straight from the big screen. Our hero runs from an explosion and at the last second jumps, supposedly surfing the shockwave for a superhuman strength. And despite exploding 10 pounds of C4, 50 feet from Buster, there's been no shockwave surfing. Well, not yet.
For our first experiment, we used 10 pounds of C4. We did see the wave propagate through Buster just as he hit the peak of his jump, exactly where it should have been. Though it did not change the trajectory of the jump, nor the distance that he jumped. So now we're moving on to a low-velocity explosive, ANFO. This should be really interesting.
C4 is a high brisance explosive. It delivers a rapid shock impulse and shatters objects in close proximity. However, ANFO is a low brisance explosive, meaning that it will heave and throw objects. But does that mean that it can heave and throw our commando? Unfortunately for Buster, he's about to find out.
All right, that's 10 pounds of low-velocity explosive ANFO. Here we go.
All right, this is 10 pounds of ANFO. Let's see if he rides that shockwave.
In 3, 2, 1, fire!
Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
The ANFO definitely packed a punch, and the shockwave is clear to see. But did Buster hitch a ride?
All right, what do we get?
27 feet.
That's it? So he didn't go any farther.
It's the same result again. Despite changing explosive, Buster didn't surf the shockwave.
So far, everything we've tried has failed. That's 10 pounds of ANFO, 10 pounds of C4. Neither one has moved him any further than no explosive at all. So next up, we're going to more than double that to 25 pounds. Now, my personal feeling, it's not going to make a difference.
Okay, here we go with 25 pounds of ANFO. Arming. And in 3, 2, 1, fire.
Whoa, that was a healthy shockwave.
You think he jumped further?
I don't know. Let's check the high speed.
That felt good.
Doubling up on the ANFO certainly doubled the thud. But did it pick up Buster along the way?
Okay, and we have 27 again.
So he hasn't moved at all.
Nope.
25 pounds of ANFO and still 27 feet. But as the Mythbusters saying goes, it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing with 100 pounds of ANFO. The Surfa Shockwave finale goes out with a bang.
All right, 100 pounds of ANFO. Will it send the action hero flying? So far, we have thoroughly tested this myth. We have an action hero jumping 50 feet away from an explosion. Our timing has been perfect. We started off with 10 pounds of C4, moved on to 10 pounds of ANFO, then ramped it up to 25 pounds, but still, the shockwave was not enough to push him forward. Now, we're going to move on to 100 pounds.
4 times the explosive might sound like overkill, but this is a boom or bust test.
So far, we haven't actually seen any extra jump distance. I'm not so sure we're going to see any with this either. But I'm still crossing my fingers.
With a hefty pile of ANFO about to go boom, and the cannon primed, maybe this is what it will take for Buster to hang 10.
Somebody order an explosion?
Everybody ready? Okay, here we go. Arming. And in 3, 2, 1, fire.
Dang, that was a big blast.
Nice disc clap.
Yeah.
I can't even see him.
All right, as soon as the dust cloud clears, maybe we can see if he went any further.
100 pounds of ANFO had the Mythbusters jumping out of their skin. But did that impressive shockwave send Buster surfing?
We're looking at the same 27 feet. 100 pounds of ANFO and he didn't move at all.
27 feet again. I so wanted this to work. I don't know, maybe it's just watching too many action films, but I really wanted this one to happen.
Well, I guess we got no choice but to call this one busted. You can't surf a shockwave.
All right, so this myth is totally busted.
Yeah, but it's got me wondering, do you think there's any way to surf a shockwave?
I don't know. What if we were able to increase your surface area by a huge amount? Maybe having that much more surface area, you might catch the shockwave and push you a little bit further.
So maybe we build something to attach to Buster to act as a shockwave catcher.
Exactly, and I know just what to build it out of.
For his shockwave enhancer, Tori's turning to a combination of the familiar and the bizarre. A steel frame and a blanket?
Now you're probably asking yourself, wait a minute, the blanket is not going to withstand the blast, and you're right. So what we're going to do is we're going to spray it with Bedliner, because as you remember, Bedliner is blast-proof.
After a quick spray of Bedliner to harden it up, the team is back at the quarry.
Giant kite, huh?
We'll see. It's like a big sail.
To give Buster his bomb-proof blanket.
That is gorgeous. Let's see if he flies.
For a control test.
In 3, 2, 1, fire.
Perfect.
The heavier rig has Buster flying a slightly shorter 23 feet. But will the explosion fling him further?
Okay, so here's the thing. The reason why I think Buster hasn't jumped much further so far is because while the shockwave moves very quickly, it only moves a relatively small amount of air, a layer perhaps 12 inches thick. And that's not enough force to push him any further. Now this rig has the advantage of having a lot of surface area to catch a shockwave, but unfortunately, it adds a lot of weight. And so the net result, I think, is that he's not going to go much further.
Well, with 100 pounds of ANFO set to detonate, will that extra surface area finally get Buster surfing the shockwave?
All right, this is the final experiment for riding a shockwave, this time with the sail. In 3, 2, 1, firing. Wow, I never get tired of that.
I can't tell what happened.
The cannon triggered. The ANFO went off, and it seems as though the shockwave did in fact give Buster a boost. But did he travel any further?
5 feet,
I can't wait to see if it worked.
10 feet, 15 feet, 20 feet, 23 feet.
What? He didn't go any further at all. That was the same as the control test.
Okay, we gave it everything we got. And we still didn't get that Hollywood-style jump and then just blow up.
All right, well, I guess it's busted. I'm a little disappointed in Hollywood.
All right,
Busted. Busted. Again. And that was so cool to watch him jump through the air and the explosion going off.
yeah, you know what? Being an action hero is a tough job.